Good day and hello. As I begin this talk, I started looking back and I say, where did the month of April really go? Where did it really go? It makes me think of Mary Magdalene at the tomb. It says, well, where did they put him? Where did they put him and where did everything go? They've been so preoccupied with the COVID-19 virus that we have been taken right, left and center with following regulations and making sure that we are according to what was required by the regulations. So we start the month of May already. Two things that are very special that I find very interesting as we begin the month of May. The first of May is the feast of St. Joseph the Worker, telling us to continue working. Do not get discouraged. Keep on working. Work is part of our creation, is part of our contribution to the creation of this world around us, making it always a better place to live. And I think this COVID-19 has really pushed us against the wall to really see how do we live family life, how do we live at work, how do we live with one another, how are we still keeping in contact, how do we care for our elderly, and how are we thinking of all these caregivers from the nurses to even the custodians or the janitors or even those who are delivering all these different produce that are needed for hospitals or for everyday life. So many people that are involved. So today, as we think of St. Joseph the Worker, yes, work is part of life. It's our way of contributing to the creation given to us by the Creator. And then also the 1st of May, the churches of Canada and the United States have agreed that we would consecrate our countries to Mary during this virus experience through this COVID-19 time, I guess. And so we are going to make a prayer of consecration as we celebrate the Eucharist of St. Joseph the Worker. So that's how we start the month of May. I don't know if that looks promising or how that's going to go, but fortunately we see that some restrictions are being alleviated and that things will change. But will they really change? Have we changed? That's what the COVID, no doubt, experience has given us an opportunity to reflect, challenges that it brought us, family tensions that it brought also, even between couples or even with your pet, for heaven's sakes, never mind. It can be all those different things. So anyways, we are experiencing this changing time, and in the liturgy is so interesting because we are following the Acts of the Apostles, and it's the building of the church and the challenges they have of bringing that message of Christ to the people, first of all to the Jewish people, then to all the people who were attracted to this faith, and this man, Jesus, who was crucified, died and rose on the 3rd day, which we celebrated on Easter. So we're going through this beautiful time of the year where they had to experience change, and how it must have been difficult for us, and how this is also difficult for all of us. And so we put that in the hands of Mary. Mary accompanied Jesus a little bit afar as her son went about preaching, and she always accompanied the church at its very beginning, staying with St. John and growing with that church that seemed to leave Jerusalem and to be centered on also the Gentiles or the pagans or those un-Christian or un-Jewish people, and to go out even to Rome, which had been the center of the world, bringing it to a universal aspect of our church, making it really the church of Jesus Christ, the universal church. So that's the parallel that could exist at the beginning of the church, what we are going through COVID, and now we are listening to the lifting of restrictions. But we always have to be prudent, and we always have to be very careful in how we do it. And the first Sunday we are going to celebrate Vocation Sunday, a time for us as families, as people, as communities to pray for vocations. But what kind of vocations do we want? We want truly people who are going to be consecrated to God as our priests are today, and those who are really giving their lives up to help other people, as we have seen in the past with the many religious people, and also men and women who have given their life up for the church, for the mission of the church. It's not for the church itself, it's for the mission of the church of bringing Christ to our world and giving witness to it. And so we're going to pray for vocations, and we have also permanent deacons, and so we have all kinds of people that help to serve the people of God. Our calling is for the people of God. It's to go out. To go out and bring that good news. The theme of what the retreat where the priests were supposed to have at the beginning of May is saying, get out and reach to those people who are in need, for they thirst down deep in their heart of the presence of God and of Christ. Also, we're going to celebrate Mother's Day. Of course, Mother's Day might be a little bit different this year because maybe you won't be able to get her flowers, or I don't know if the flower stores will be open. Maybe you will have to get her chocolates, or maybe you'll have to give her a kiss on through the and hug her through the different techniques that we have nowadays of computers or iPads and all those different things. It's going to be a different Mother's Day, but perhaps it's going to give us an opportunity to realize the beauty of motherhood, the beauty of being a parent, the beauty of having children, the beauty of being with family. This is also very beautiful for us to remember as we remember Mother's Day, giving them thanks for what they have done, the patience they have exercised in bringing us up, and how they have tried to guide us and how to make us who we are today. It's thanks to their dedication to that motherhood that was given to them. Then we have also Education Week, where we think of all those who are children now out of school, and for many of them it will be till September most probably. And this is a great challenge for you people. How do we keep them busy? How do the teachers keep them busy? I spoke to a teacher the other day and he says, yeah, I'm working, trying to teach our children online, and that's not the usual way that I do teaching, but that's the way I have to do teaching, and that's probably the challenge we have today of educating our children, making sure that education is not just putting in knowledge, but that it's also to be helping them to be a person and preparing them for the society they will be living in. Society different from ours today. As I was brought up, it's different today as it was in my time. And so we have to think of education, Catholic education. That's another thing. Catholic education is not a title. That means that we are engaging ourselves in helping our children to grow in the Catholic faith, the Catholic Christian faith, the belief of Jesus Christ, the death and resurrection of Christ, belief in His church that is in our midst, and making sure that they feel part of that church. They feel part, and we make them feel part of our church. So that's for Education Week, and our education centers should be radiating with the presence of Christ, and the presence of Christ full of mercy, forgiveness, and love. And so also, we all know, we are all edgy. We want to get into the fields. We want to put in that crop. First of all, we have to pick the crop of last year, but anyways, we want to put that crop into the land. We want it to grow. And we want our gardens to grow. And more people seem to be interested in having a garden this year. More people seem to be interested in wanting to eat the fruit of their labor and fruits of the land. And that's probably what's going to come out. Maybe more people will have gardens to have the fresh vegetables and the healthy things they need. And so we give thanks to the Lord for this month. Let us concentrate our life this month in watching how the church grows in the Acts of the Apostles, because we're going to end with Pentecost, which is the gift of the Spirit, the birth of Christ, the birth of the church of Christ. And it's also an opportunity for us to grow with that church and seeing the challenges they have, the challenges we have, and seeing how to become a community, to become a people of God is a journey. And it is not easy. And so we continue to pray with one another as we prepare ourselves to receive that gift of the Holy Spirit that's going to help us change. So we don't have any sacraments of the confirmation and First Communion at the moment. That will come, and we will continue to give the sacraments. Of course, that is our mission, to bring the sacraments to the people of God that we serve. And so we give thanks to God for putting us on this path, putting before us these challenges, but giving us the faith to overcome these challenges, because we are believers of Jesus Christ, and we believed in the Spirit that He's giving us at Pentecost in a very special way, so we have that strength. Our fears will be gone, our hearts will be full of joy, and we want to go forth, no doubt, in bringing that good news. So have a good month of May.